What is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and they're going to do that shoot. My weekly episodic show. We'll talk about what's going on in the world of professional wrestling. This week, with Crown Jewel happening tomorrow morning, we're going to do predictions for Crown Jewel. Really quick, before we get into predicting, I was just looking at on Twitter, and apparently it's been leaked online about the what will be the men's war games happening. We're gonna have on one side CM Punk, Roman Reigns, Jacob Fatu, Jey Uso, and either Jimmy Uso or LA Knight. And then on the other side we're gonna have Seth, Bronson, Brock, and Austin Theory will make his return. Being a part, you remember he was a part of the he was a Monday night, he was a disciple of the Monday Night Messiah who was Seth Rollins. So to once again have Austin Theory working with Seth Rollins just seemed the right way to go about it. So this is gonna be very interesting. A lot of stuff this week. You know, SmackDown has already been filmed. And if you guys have watched it, good for you. I'll be watching it later on tonight. And of course, thing in the morning, and then Raw will happen Monday morning. So we are going to have some major things to talk about when it comes to this. So it should be very interesting. Now, and with this away, this is going to be a good chance to focus on all of that. I think it'll come together within the next 2 weeks or so, the entire squad. So it should be very fun to see how they do and how things happen. I wonder how they're going to get Jacob Fatu, because Jacob Fatu was just working with Drew McIntyre. So I wonder how they're going to get Jacob over there. Maybe it's just like a family thing. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of interesting things of how to get going and things like that. So should be very interesting. But with all that being said, let's now get to the predicting of Crown Jewel. For the Crown Jewel Championship, Men's Edition, Cody Rhodes, the WWE Undisputed Champion, takes on Seth Rollins, the World Heavyweight Champion. There's been a lot of good stuff going on between Seth and Cody over the last couple of weeks with the backstage, the backstage stuff happening and everything like that. The little sit down interviews that they did, I thought it was great. Some great stuff. Really puts a lot of stuff into this one. And this one is not going to be just any ordinary, Crown Jewel Championship match. This is going to be something intense. It's something special. Now the question is, what happens, right? You know, do you win? Who wins this one? We're going to predict. That's what we're going to predict, right? But see, I've heard good things on both sides, right? So if Cody wins, then that says down. Then what did that mean for Seth Rollins? You know, on Raw they said that Seth Rollins would lose the vision, and Paul Heyman would question whether or not why he chose Seth over Roman Reigns, and it was a lot of it's a lot of good stuff right there. So if Seth wins, then what does that mean? Does that mean that he will continue on his vision? We just talked about the rumors of there being an Austin Theory situation. Is that going to happen? So what, we will have to see. I do kind of like the fact of Seth Rollins having to regain things from the Vision, things like that. But with the Vision, and the Visioning questioning Seth Rollins and if he's actually really the right guy, that would be an interesting story. But I kind of think that you have to have Seth Rollins beat Cody Rhodes, don't you? But you're gonna have to have him beat Cody Rhodes. Oh boy. See, I wish I knew what direction was Cody going. Because there's been talk about Randy and everything like that, and you know what? I'll have to believe it when I see it. And what I mean by that is I'll have to believe that Seth Rollins beat Cody Rhodes when I see it. Cody Rhodes is my prediction to win and become the two-time men's Crown Jewel champion. For the Crown Jewel Women's Championship, Women's World Champion Stephanie Foucault takes on the WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton, who is the longest champion in the WWE right now. She's held that title for a very long time. I think I read somewhere that she's like the third longest reigning women's champion of all time. And I'm like, what? So I guess Becky who held it that year from WrestleMania 35 past WrestleMania 36, and who gave it to Asuka when she was pregnant. She got pregnant. I guess she's before Stephanie, and I think there's another one. I don't know. Is it Bianca Belair? Did Bianca Belair hold the title from one year to the next? So let's see. She won it at 38. Actually, I think that is correct. I think she won the title at 38, and then she held it to 39 when Asuka beat her. No, Asuka didn't beat her. Her first loss at WrestleMania was 41. Shit. Okay. Well, whatever the case is, I just heard somewhere that Tiffany was the third longest. She's had the third longest women's reign in WWE history. Now, maybe they're not counting like the older reigns, like Fabulous Moolah held one. I don't know if it's the WWE/F one that she held that one for years, and there were many other women who held the WWF women's title for a long time. So I don't know if they're counting that. So I don't know, but I just know that she's the third longest reign ever. So it's very interesting. Who is going to be Stephanie? Who's going to be Stephanie? I want you saying Stephanie. Who's going to be Tiffany? I don't know. I would have thought it was Jade, but after 3 matches, I actually don't think it is Jade. I would think that they would probably at some point do some sort of transitional champion, where Tiffany loses it to some heel, and then Jade would get it. Then Jade would get it beating that heel. So that's what I think the thing in case they get asked is what heel is right now. What heel do they have on SmackDown? There's Julia and Kiana James, and that's really it. So they do have Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez, but they are on Raw unless they win the Royal Rumble or something like that. So I don't know. There's a lot of things going on here. Maybe it is Jordan Grace, because at some point Jordan Grace has to win something, and she can be called up to the main roster and beat Tiffany and become the WWE Women's Champion. So I don't know, but as for this match, I think I'm going Stephanie. Yeah, I just think they see a lot in Stephanie, and they've really been working, with her on her English, trying to get her English better so her promos can be better. So I think that's a pretty good big statement. So I'm gonna go Stephanie. Win the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Next, in tag team action, we have the team of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. That's what some people were going on social media. Against the Kabuki Warriors of Asuka and Kairi Sane. There was a thought that came across my mind that they were gonna somehow do a switch where Io would turn heel and then join Asuka and Kairi Sane here at Crown Jewel, but with them going on Monday night and having a match between Io and Kairi Sane, I think that if they had plans on that, they better change them. Because that should not be the way to go about this. This is Australia. This is Rhea Ripley's hometown. I think this is a no-brainer. This is Rhea Ripley and Io Sky here. They'll probably pin Kairi Sane. And in fact, I would not be shocked if Asuka leaves the match, leaves Kairi alone to have to face Io and Rhea 1-on-2. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that. So Bob picked Rhea and Io to win the match. In a match that AJ Styles says is just going to rock. AJ Styles leads the match 2-1. So here's the thing about John Cena, right? He likes to do what he likes to do, right? And he's someone old school. He is someone who's going to want to go out putting people over, right? And I think that's a good thing. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with the Brock Lesnar squash, quote unquote squash, at WrestlePalooza. I have no doubt here. But I think this one you could see John Cena winning this one, being tied 2-2, as he retires. So let's see. We'll see how it goes. I would say yes. I would say that I think John Cena beats AJ Styles here, and they end the match 2 tied. Now the question is that will this match be as good as the 3 they've had before? Because we're talking about the match at Money in the Bank 2016 that was really good. Then we have the SummerSlam Classic, which was tremendous, and then we have one of the all-time great matches at the Royal Rumble 2017, which was amazing. So both are older. Don't know if they're gonna be able to go, but I think this is gonna be their quality style of match. So I think John and AJ will go down with a fight, but I'm picking John Cena to beat AJ Styles and tie it up 2-2. Now I've heard some things here and there, where they're calling this the main event. It was the, I saw this on main event, but Twitter has been getting some of their things wrong. you know, they said the Cody Rhodes had won the Universal title. What? No, that didn't happen. So I'm not sure what this will be the main event or not. Um, I could definitely see it, especially if we get a couple of interferences from Brock Lesnar and Austin Theory, and then and then that's why, and then that's what you get. You get like the end of the Australian street fight. You basically get the bloodline rules. Everybody comes out. So we'll see. But it's the Australian street fight, and also I can see it to be the main event also because of Big Bronson Reed being from there. So it's Big Bronson Reed versus Roman Reigns, Australian street fight. Um, I would think Roman Reigns wins this. He just does. I think he wins this. I think that's pretty easy. Um, like I said, we'll see what happens afterwards. If anything happens after the match that will lead to now seeing who is going to be in War Games. So it's all good to show up and see what happens. So Roman Reigns, I am predicting to win the Australian street fight. So to recap, Cody Rhodes will become the two-time Crown Jewel Men's Champion. Stephanie Vaquero will become the Women's Crown Jewel Champion. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky will beat the Kabuki Warriors. John Cena will take down AJ Styles. And Roman Reigns will defeat Bronson Reed in an Australian street fight. Alright, there you have it, guys. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about my predictions. Give me your predictions as well. And all that good job. Don't forget, it's a special time. 8 a.m. Eastern time on the East Coast for Crown Jewel, meaning that it's 7 o'clock my time, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific. Damn. So yeah, that should be very interesting, right? Some good stuff going. So, but after Crown Jewel in the morning, Sunday morning, I am still doing a rapid reaction. We're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about it, and we're not gonna try to fall asleep in it. Cause I'm gonna have to get up early. So yeah, but we're gonna do that. We're gonna have some fun. Let's enjoy it, baby. Let's enjoy it. All right, y'all. And that's it for me this evening. This is your boy AJTRIP signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.